A police officer sympathizes with a sweet homeless boy who is strangely familiar to him and shares his lunch with him. Then he meets the child's mother and realizes who he is. Jack Gordon was starving. It was the end of his shift and he should be going home for dinner, but instead he decided to stop and pick up a burger at a drive-by diner. That decision was going to change his life in unexpected ways. Jack paid for his lunch and picked up the 2 burgers and fries and a large soda he'd ordered at the takeout window. He parked the car close by and unwrapped the first burger. Then he became aware of a small boy sitting on the curb staring at him with hungry eyes. "Hey buddy," Jack said to the boy who looked about 7, "where's your mom? You shouldn't be out on your own at this hour." "My mom works over there," the boy said, pointing at the diner. "She cleans the kitchen, so she only comes out when they close." Jack saw the way the boy was staring at the burger he was holding. "Listen, have you had your dinner?" he asked. The boy shook his head dumbly and Jack said, "Well, come on, I'll share with you. I have more than enough." Jack hopped out of the car and sat on the curb next to the kid and handed over one of the burgers. The kid took one of the biggest bites Jack had ever seen and started chewing hungrily. "Hey buddy, slow down," he said. "Have a sip of this." Jack handed over the soda and the boy gulped at it eagerly. The boy ate in concentrated silence, finished the burger and started eating the fries. Silently, Jack handed over his own untouched burger and the boy snatched it up. "You're pretty hungry, buddy," Jack said. "When'd you last eat?" The boy flushed. "Mom gave me a burger last night and I had some milk this morning. Sometimes the cook gives her leftovers and then we have food for days, but lately there haven't been any." Jack said, "I see," and felt his heart breaking. "What about your dad?" The boy's eyes filled with tears. "My dad's dead. I never knew him really. He was in prison when I was born and my mom says I look just like him," the boy said proudly. "And he wasn't a bad man, he just made mistakes." Jack felt a surge of pity for this kid, fatherless and obviously living in poverty. It was clear that his mother was doing all she could to care for him because even though his clothes were worn, they were spotlessly clean. Maybe he could help this kid. "What's your name, buddy?" he asked. The kid grinned and something about his grin was eerily familiar. "Jack Gordon," the kid said and stuck out his hand to shake Jack's. "How'd you know?" asked Jack astounded. "No?" asked the kid confused. "How'd you know my name?" Jack asked. "It's my name, Jack Gordon," the kid said. "My mom said my dad named me after my uncle who was the coolest guy." "What was your father's name?" asked Jack, emotion choking his voice. "Wesley Gordon," the kid said. "He died 6 years ago, but I have his photo." The kid took a carefully folded photo out of his pocket and showed it to Jack. Through the tears clouding his eyes, Jack saw the face of his brother with his arm around a sweet-faced woman. "Jack, I'm your uncle. You're my nephew." Jack started crying as he recognized his brother in the small, astonished face looking up at his. "Let's go find your mom." Jack walked into the diner hand in hand with little Jack, much to the distress of a tired-looking woman who was cleaning the floor. "Oh no," she gasped, staring at Jack's uniform. "Is he in trouble?" "No," Jack said gently. "Not at all. I'm Jack Gordon. I'm Wesley's brother and I want to help you and Jack." Jack's mother was shocked. "You're Jack? I'm Alice, Wesley's wife. Wesley talked about you so often. He adored you. He always said my little brother's going far. He was so proud of you and so sad you'd fallen out." Jack shook his head. "When Wes started going down the wrong road, I guess I gave up on him and turned away. Now I wished I hadn't. I knew he'd passed away, but I don't know he had a family. Where do you and Jack live, Alice?" "We live in my car," she blushed. "Guess I haven't done such a good job as a mom, but he is in school and he's doing well." "Well, now you and Jack live with me," Jack said. "I have plenty of room and you are family. Please let me do for Jack what I should have done for Wesley." Alice and little Jack moved in with Jack and they quickly became a dedicated, close-knit family. With Jack's support, Alice went back to school and became an accountant and was finally able to support herself and her son. When little Jack, who was 6'2", graduated from the police academy at 22, Alice and Jack were there. And as little Jack saluted, Alice whispered, "Thank you, Jack. You've given my son a future. On her own, he would have ended up following in Wesley's footsteps. You've made my son a good man, and I know Wesley would have been so grateful." Jack hugged Alice with tears in his eyes and knew that somewhere Wesley was smiling too. That cheeky grin his son had inherited.